Hello and welcome to the Cameron and Tia Show. This is going to be a fun one because we have the R5 and we're so excited to show you some details about it, just tell you about the decision that we made. I'm going to be interviewing Cameron all about it because he's our tech guru and why we made these choices. So we have two of them, one for Cameron and one that I have, and we've been shooting on them since early October.
Yeah.
End of September.
A little over a month.
Yeah, a little over a month. So we've got all the deets for you. Cannot freaking wait. Let's jump right into this.
Hi, I'm Cameron.
And I'm Tia.
We're so excited that you're here.
Let's jump right into the video. Okay, so first question. What made you decide to buy the R5?
So a couple things. So I am a bit of a gear nut, so I just love new gear in general, but specifically for the R5, hearing about it, hearing the rumors, hearing the specs, seeing the specs when they finally were released, and finally seeing those initial reviews of the ambassadors using it, it was such a jump in technology from previous cameras, from even the 5D Mark IV that we were shooting with before, that honestly part of me just felt like I needed to have it. But also from a business perspective, it's something new and exciting and can help build our business and help take it to the next level.
So Cam was prepared. He had heard in Canon rumors that something like this might be coming. So we did purchase the EOS R and had that all or for the majority of last year, so 2019.
So we jumped on that mirrorless train early to get used to it and get in there.
And to see if we liked the mirrorless train. That's how he prepped or did it to me. That we'll see if we like this.
And I got a new camera out of it.
Yes. So we were shooting with the EOS R for Cam was shooting on it for engagement sessions for seniors. Basically anything that could be shot again, and worst case, and technically because it only has the single slot, technically I was second shooting all of those, so we had a backup in that way as well. But Cameron was obsessed with the EOS R from the second he got it, knew that he loved mirrorless. Fits our lifestyle a little bit more too, being lighter, being more on the go,
more travel friendly.
Yes. And so if you guys have any questions about that, we will have a gear video linked up above where we talk about our EOS R journey a bit, just so that you can get kind of like a preface for this, plus know about all of our gear. Okay, so now why did you choose the R5 over the R6? Tell us about that whole decision.
Couple reasons. So they're both fantastic cameras. Honestly, part of the bigger picture is the R5 is just the better one from Canon. It is the more professional one, the higher resolution, more megapixels, just better performer overall in general, has better video capabilities, things like that. So part of it is just we want the best of the best to be the best of the best type thing. Just to preface, they're both very good cameras. One big reason though is low light performance, and a lot of early reviews are talking about the R6, how it's great low light because it's the same sensor size but less megapixels. So in that case, it generally will perform better lower light. I think some real world tests are slightly conflicting about that. And so for me, I know that shooting with a higher resolution, I can go in and post and edit that a lot better than hoping that the 20 megapixels is going to capture that better, and I'm just stuck there. And that also kind of gets into part two, is just having more resolution to play with. I mean, already shooting on the R had 30. That seemed like plenty. It was huge. But having now 45, there's even just that little more wiggle room. If for some of these bigger or more artsy shots, I have room to play with, I can step back an extra bit knowing that I can crop down and really still get that pixel perfect shot that I'm going for, but still having room to play and not have to worry about cropping too far in and losing that sort of resolution. Other thing, video is exciting. I mean, obviously there's all these talks about it overheating and issues related to that. We're not shooting in 8K, so that's not going to be an issue for us. No, probably not. But just exciting to have that technology there in our palms if we ever need to do short little bursts for anything like that.
And I think the biggest reason that Cam sold me on this versus the R6, when I was hearing a lot of larger photographers in the industry just going with the R6, is that Cam's mentality has always been, why wouldn't we invest in the best? Because we know that the step down from that is going to become aged so much sooner. And so the R5 being equivalent to the 5D series and the R6 being more equivalent to the 6D series just seemed like a no-brainer then of why wouldn't we go that extra step for a price difference that isn't that much of a jump to be invested in the best of the best, the newest, the awesomest right now.
Yeah.
So,
and part of that too is us planning ahead and
Yes.
just where we're at in our business right now, knowing that like that makes financial sense for us to make that upgrade. For some, there might be more of a consideration between the two.
Yep.
That maybe saving that extra bit is more important than the jump in quality or resolution or whatever you're going for in that regard.
100%. So, spoiler alert, Cam is loving it. I am also loving it, but Cam knows a bit more about the features. So tell us, what are like 3-ish of your fave features, capabilities with it? Or like, what do you like about it?
Yes, no, for sure. So number one is the new focusing capabilities.
Which is me as well.
Yeah, so with the R, we already got a little taste of it with the eye tracking, and that was incredible. It was game-changing. It made life so much easier just to like not have to worry so much about fiddling with the single, because we generally use a single focus point.
Yeah.
So fiddling with that to get it exactly right, so we can focus there and do minimal reframing after the fact, just so we like don't like have that slight out of focus just with a sensor shift type thing.
Yeah.
But now having eye detect, we can focus on the eye and reframe however we want and know that it's actually sharp on the eye right there, no matter the framing. That's amazing.
It feels like cheating.
No, for sure.
Literally, it makes things so much easier. And I'm the type of person where when I'm second shooting at weddings with Cameron, he's technically, like, I set up our couple. He's getting the first shots. And then I'm going in to get, like, another angle or something. And there would always be this slight lag of, like, oh, I get back in my spot. Now I need to adjust. Now I need to get ready to get things ready to go. And it's like, no way. I'm there. I'm ready to go. We're having a problem where we have too many images now.
Yeah.
In part due to that.
Right, yeah. Because, I mean, there's always issues where, like, some are going to be out of focus, stuff like that. Now, that's honestly not much of an issue at all.
So we're having to cull too much.
Yeah, so the R introduced that eye detect. It was amazing. The R5 stepped it up times, like, 100. It's incredible. It is so fast, so accurate. It's just incredible. We have a prompt we call the chase that I'm literally running backwards for to get it. I'm just praying that I'm getting enough in focus.
As the couple is running
as they're running towards me. So we've got a lot of motion going on.
Yep.
Which also reminds me, I want to jump back. One other feature that I love that I want to talk about later is the in-body stabilization.
Okay.
But just want to mark that now.
Yep.
So I don't forget. But with the new eye detect, being able to run backwards and just hold it and trust that I can just like, I just know that it's already on that eye. I'm holding it down. Back button focus, running backwards, nailing it. And it's incredible.
And the chase is one of those prompts that we know it's more for the experience necessarily than the end delivered photos. It's that we know it's fun for the couple. It adds this fun element of joy in there. And we hope, obviously, that we're going to get a couple good photos out of that are like really, I don't know, joy-filled and in focus.
Yeah.
But the reality is that there's going to be some craziness. There might be hair shifting over people's faces because it's crazy.
Yeah.
But now we can kind of check off like, no, we know that all of them are going to be in focus because it's tracking the eye as it comes forward. And so it just has all these deliverable photos on top of it. So now say bye to it just being an experience. It's also deliverable photos that are amazing.
It's
so
incredible.
Love that.
Yeah. So that leads into number 2 feature that I'm loving, and that's the in-body stabilization. Didn't have that on any other camera before, including the R. Having it now is phenomenal. It's great for like super low light things where like there's not a lot of movement, not a lot of action, but I just like want to get that, and I'm just kind of like stuck. Like sometimes in like the groom's room, a lot of times it's really dingy and like super low light and not a lot of options. But I know if there's like hanging out chatting, I can go all the way down. Like I can go way down to like 1/10 of a second if that's my only option, to not have to like jack up my ISO and worry about that. I can go way down and it's still super sharp and amazing. And then also just for those action shots, for the chase, when I'm running backwards, it's got in-body stabilization in there too. So it's helping to remove some of that jitter and some of those like just like blurry shots that aren't necessarily out of focus, but they're just like blurry from all the movement of me running backwards trying to get the shot. Now that just helps capture that and keep it tack sharp.
I love it. Okay, so those are 2 features that Cam is currently crushing on. We're going to have more R5 info for you because we know that you're loving it. So the next video that we're going to have is how to set up your R5 and just like what current features we're using, how Cam set those up for us so that you can have kind of that in-depth tutorial. So stay posted for that. Let us know questions that you have on the R5, more questions about our decision, anything like that. And that's all we have for y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, until next time, bye.